My role at VOR. I'm here as the leader of this ministry. It is my duty to have a vision. It is my responsibility to carry the day-to-day operation and move this ministry and move my team into a place where they can serve in a very effective way, but also to stick to their purpose that God has called them to do. Ever since I've been at VOR serving here, the community around this organization, people from different churches, from different walks in life, going in the same direction of, loving their neighbor and loving God. I felt like what I love about the community here, about VOR, is that they share different perspective. And a lot of people come from being missionaries in different countries and come here, and some people have been here born and raised and they haven't left California, and I get to experience learning about how God works with other people, and it's not from one direction, it's from both, because I pour into others' lives and they pour into mine, and it's just like a spring, like it's a flowing water all the time, and it's enriching. Before the US, I was in Lebanon. I lived there for 30 years, and I was born in UAE, in Emirates. When I was 2 years old, my father passed away, and my mother had to bring me to Lebanon because she's Lebanese, and she came back to her family after a long civil war that lasted for 15 years in Lebanon. And at that time, she couldn't stay in Emirates, so I lived in Lebanon ever since I was 2 years old, and then came to the United States after 30 years. When I came here, I applied for asylum. And based on an interview, they study your case. And in my case, it was an approval because I had also stories of being threatened and stories of not being able to practice my regular life. That story created this case. That's how I applied for asylum and then got accepted. Let me go a little bit about, what did Voice of Refugees do to me, right? So I've worked in nonprofits in Lebanon, and part of the thing that I didn't experience there, I experienced here at VOR, is the fact that we have easy access to the community. And what I did in Lebanon was more relief. I used to give food to people, just helping them survive. Here, I'm helping people to thrive because they're here to stay. They're here because they're relocated, and I'm here because I'm trying to make friends. Like, I'm not serving numbers. I'm serving people who I know their names, who are going to be my friends, who are people that need Jesus and need this faith that I have, in my opinion, and I want to share it with them. I have been always working with refugees and serving refugees because I am a refugee, stateless. I have been living all my life without a passport, without a citizenship. I only had a nationality that doesn't allow me to go back to my country, so I lived all my life as a refugee. So my calling was to go and bring hope to everybody who's displaced, everybody who's marginalized and doesn't feel that they belong. When I graduated from university, I landed a job with a local nonprofit in Lebanon, and one of my first field trips was to a refugee camp, and I met this little boy from Syria. He was sad all the time, and we were providing toys for kids and all of that, and he wasn't happy. I was asking for a story, and his grandma told me his parents died through the war in Syria in front of his own eyes. And I broke down. I didn't expect that a little boy who's 3 or 4 years old, that he would have passed through this. I want him to know that God is going to take care of him. And I felt like I want him to grow up to tell him that. He's still young, but at the same time, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of brokenness in the world. And I want to do that because I came from that brokenness. I came from that pain, and I wanted to take care of people who are displaced and say, your home is not on this earth. Your home is in heaven. If you only believe. That's how I started doing what I'm doing right now.